Gardermoen delivery, Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Airbus A350-900 with information Romeo Gate 52, request IFR clearance to Kastrup.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Gardermoen delivery, cleared to Kastrup Airport via Oxat 4 Alpha departure, runway 01 left, climb to 7,000 feet, squawk 1143.
Cleared to Kastrup Airport via Oxat 4 Alpha departure, runway 01 left, climb to 7,000 feet, squawk 1143, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.605 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.605 when ready, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Gate 52, request pushback.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Gardermoen ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 44901, taxi to stand 77 via Alpha 7, November, Victor, Zulu, Whiskey, Romeo.
Taxi to stand 77 via Alpha 7, November, Victor, Zulu, Whiskey, Romeo, Scandinavian 44901.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel. Reset parking brakes. Unlocking gear.
Nordic 1190, contact Gardermoen Tower 118, decimal tree 05.
Contact Tower 118, decimal 305, Nordic 1190.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Juliet, Romeo, Papa, November, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Juliet, Romeo, Papa, November, Alpha 1, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Wider 035, Victor, ramp 9er, request pushback and engine start.
Wider 035, Victor, Gardermoen ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, wider 035, Victor.
Nordic 3 Lima Bravo, taxi to stand 69er via Alpha 7, November, Victor, Zulu, Whiskey, Romeo.
Taxi to stand 69er via Alpha 7, November, Victor, Zulu, Whiskey, Romeo, Nordic 3 Lima Bravo.
Nordic 614, gate 22, request pushback.
Nordic 614, Gardermoen ground. Hold position for company traffic.
Hold position for traffic, Nordic 614.
Wider 035, Victor, taxi for departure.
Wider 035, Victor, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Kilo 1, Kilo November, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Kilo 1, Kilo November, Alpha 1, wider 035, Victor.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, gate 36, request pushback.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, Gardermoen ground, pushback approved, face northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved, face northeast, Swiss 7 Hotel Lima. Thai 9er 55 Heavy, gate 53, request pushback.
Thai 9er 55 Heavy, Gardermoen ground, pushback approved, face east.
Pushback approved, face east, Thai 9er 55 Heavy.
All aircraft be advised, information Sierra now current, QNH 1015.
Nordic 614, ready to taxi to the active.
Nordic 614, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Yankee Hotel, Golf 1, Golf, November, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Yankee Hotel, Golf 1, Golf, November, Alpha 1, Nordic 614.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, request taxi to the active.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Romeo, Papa, November, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Romeo Papa November Alpha 1, Swiss 7 Hotel Lima.
Dano 64 Lima, at ramp 10, request pushback.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, hold position for traffic.
Hold position for traffic, Swiss 7 Hotel Lima.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Swiss 7 Hotel Lima.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Swiss 7 Hotel Lima.
Wider 035, Victor, contact Gardermoen Tower 118, decimal 305, bye-bye.
Contact Tower 118, decimal 305. Wider 035. Victor, have a good afternoon.
Danu 64 Lima, Gardermoen ground, pushback and engine start approved, face west.
Pushback approved, face west, Dano 64 Lima.
Swiss 7 Hotel Lima, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Swiss 7 Hotel Lima.
Thai 955 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Thai 955 Heavy, taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Lima, Tango, Papa, November, Alpha 1.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1, runway 01 left via Lima, Tango, Papa, November, Alpha 1, Thai 955 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Gardermoen Tower 118, decimal 305.
Over to Tower 118, decimal 305, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, ready for departure, runway 01 left.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, runway 01 left, line up and wait.
Runway 01 left, line up and wait, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Gardermoen Tower, wind 020 degrees, 8 knots, runway 01 left, cleared for takeoff, traffic 6 mile final, keep it rolling.
Runway 01 left, cleared for takeoff, keep it rolling, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Wider 035 Victor, contact Oslo departure 120.455.
Contact Oslo departure 120.455. Wider 035 Victor. Nordic 614, ready for departure, runway 01 left.
Nordic 614, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway 01 left.
Hold short of runway 01 left, Nordic 614.
Iberia 09er Echo Mike, wind 020 degrees, 8 knots. Runway 01 left, cleared to land.
Runway 01 left, cleared to land. Iberia 09er Echo Mike.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Oslo departure 120.455.
Contact Oslo departure 120.455, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Oslo departure Scandinavian 137 Heavy, good afternoon, passing 2,300 feet, climbing to 7,000 feet.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Oslo departure, identified, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Oslo departure, Widerøe 725, good afternoon, passing 4,800 feet, climbing to 7,000 feet.
Widerøe 725, Oslo departure, good afternoon, identified, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Widerøe 725.
Widerøe 725, contact Polaris control 120.38.
Center on 120.38, Widerøe 725.
Oslo departure, Nordic 614, good afternoon, passing 2,200 feet, climbing to 7,000 feet.
Nordic 614, Oslo departure, identified, climb flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Nordic 614.
Widerøe 35 Victor, contact Polaris control 120.38.
Center on 120.38, Widerøe 35 Victor, bye-bye.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Contact Polaris Control 120.38.
Contact Polaris Control 120.38, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Polaris Control, Scandinavian 137 Heavy, passing flight level 154, climbing to flight level 180.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Polaris Control, identified, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Polaris Control Nordic 614, passing flight level 144, climbing to flight level 160, direct at lap.
Nordic 614, Polaris Control, identified, climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320, Nordic 614.
ICER 319er, heavy contact Polaris Control 124.705. Good day.
Center on 124.705, ICER 319er Heavy.
Wider 035, Victor, contact Polaris Control 118.83, bye-bye.
Center on 118.83, wider 035, Victor.
Polaris Control Danu 64 Lima, passing 7,000 feet, climbing to flight level 100, direct Pimus.
Danu 64 Lima, Polaris Control, identified, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Danu 64 Lima.
Nordic 2 November uniform, contact Polaris Control 134.903, bye-bye.
Center on 134.903, Nordic 2 November uniform.
Wider 0725, contact Polaris Control 118.83.
Center on 118.83, wider 0725.
Nordic 621, report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Nordic 621.
Nordic 621, descend to flight level 100.
Descent to flight level 100, Nordic 621.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Polaris Control 125.055.
Center on 125.055, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Polaris Control, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Good afternoon, passing flight level 238, climbing to flight level 360, direct Oksat.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Polaris Control, identified. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Sweden Control 124.405.
Center on 124.405, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Sweden Control, Scandinavian 137 Heavy, passing flight level 249, climbing to flight level 360, direct Oksat.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Sweden Control identified.
Sweden Control, next Air 263 passing flight level 103, descending to flight level 080.
Nix Air 263, Sweden Control identified.
Air 263, turn right, heading 295, descend to flight level 060.
Turn right heading 295, descend to flight level 060, Nix Air 263.
Nix Air 263, 14 miles from IF33, turn left, heading 295, maintain 2,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared ILS approach runway 33.
Turn left heading 295, 2,000 feet until established, cleared ILS approach runway 33, Nix Air 263.
Sweden Control, Air China Freight 1159er Heavy, passing flight level 354, climbing to flight level 360.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, cleared Air North 4 Charlie arrival, runway 22 left.
Can we get a different runway, please? Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, roger. Say runway.
Cancel runway change request. Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, roger. Runway change request cancelled. Nix Air 263, contact stall back at tower 122.73. Good day.
Over to tower 122.73, Nix Air 263. Good day.
Air China Freight 1159er Heavy, Sweden Control identified. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, report ready for descent.
Wilco, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Sweden Control, Scandinavian 161, passing flight level 142, descending to 3,000 feet.
Scandinavian 161, Sweden Control identified.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, approaching our top of descent, ready for lower.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, descend to flight level 110.
Descend to flight level 110, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 161, contact Göteborg approach 124.68.
Contact Göteborg approach 124.68, Scandinavian 161.
Sweden control, red nose tree, 225, good afternoon, passing flight level 263, climbing to flight level 310.
Wet nose 3225, Sweden control identified. Scandinavian 137 heavy, contact Sweden control 131.28.
Contact Sweden control 131.28, Scandinavian 137 heavy. Sweden control, Scandinavian 137 heavy, passing flight level 279er, descending to flight level 110.
Scandinavian 137 heavy, Sweden control identified. Scandinavian 2867, contact Copenhagen control 121.38. Contact Copenhagen control 121.38, Scandinavian 2867, good day. Sweden Control, Nordic 966, passing flight level 109, descending to 4,000 feet. Nordic 966, Sweden Control identified.
Sweden Control, Ryanair 7271, passing flight level 260, descending to flight level 160.
Ryanair 7271, Sweden Control identified. Air Baltic 859, cleared Lamso 2 Alpha arrival, runway 36 right.
Cleared Lamso 2 Alpha arrival, runway 36 right, Air Baltic 859er.
Scandinavian 2182, turn left, heading 055, climb flight level 190.
Turn left, heading 055, climb flight level 190, Scandinavian 2182.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1015, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 2182, cleared direct Bedos, resume on navigation.
Roger, heading direct Bedos, then resume on navigation, Scandinavian 2182, thanks.
Good afternoon, Sweden Control, Eurowings 7 November Foxtrot, passing flight level 148, descending to 3,000 feet.
Eurowing 7 November Foxtrot, Sweden control identified. Air Baltic 859er, contact Sweden control 124, decimal 405.
Center on 124 decimal 405, Air Baltic 859er.
Ryanair 7271, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, Ryanair 7271.
Nordic 966, contact Copenhagen control 121 decimal 38. Have a good afternoon. Center on 121 decimal 38, Nordic 966.
Monitor vertical speed. Climb, climb. Descend, 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 descend now. Descend, descend, descend now. Descend, descend, crossing, descend.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, descend via star to 4,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend via star to 4,000 feet, QNH 1015, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Climb, 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 climb now. Climb, climb now.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Copenhagen approach 119er decimal 805.
Contact Copenhagen approach 119er, decimal 805, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Copenhagen approach. Scandinavian 137 Heavy passing flight level 098, descending to 4,000 feet with information Alpha.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy Copenhagen approach. QNH 1015, expect radar vectors for ILS approach. Runway 22 left.
QNH 1015, expect radar vectors for ILS approach, runway 22 left, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5, turn left, heading 310, descend to 3,500 feet, QNH 1015, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 310, descend to 3,500 feet, QNH 1015, Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5.
Scandinavian 2867, contact Kastrup Tower 121.83.
Contact Tower 121.83, Scandinavian 2867.
Monitor vertical speed.
Air Baltic 1, Alpha 5, turn left, heading 250, intercept the 22 left localizer.
Turn left, heading 250, intercept the 22 left localizer, Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5.
Air Baltic 1, Alpha 5, 3 miles from chase 610, turn left, heading 250, maintain 2,500 feet until established, cleared ILS approach, runway 22 left.
Turn left, heading 250, 2,500 feet until established, cleared ILS approach, runway 22 left, Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5.
Clear of conflict. Monitor vertical speed. Climb, climb.
Copenhagen approach, Scandinavian 2867 700 feet.
Scandinavian 2867, welcome back, continue.
Continue, Scandinavian 2867.
Nordic 9er, 66, leave Biggie heading 125, expect radar vectors for ILS approach, runway 22 left.
Lever Beji heading 125. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 22 left. Nordic 9er 66.
Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5, contact Kastrup Tower 121.83. Good day.
Contact Tower 121.83, Air Baltic 1 Alpha 5.
Clear of conflict.
Nordic 966, turn right, heading 190, intercept the 22 left localizer, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 190, intercept the 22 left localizer, Nordic 966.
Nordic 966, 4 miles from chase 610, turn right, heading 190, maintain 2,500 feet until established, cleared ILS approach, runway 22 left.
Turn right, heading 190, 2,500 feet until established, cleared ILS approach runway 22 left, Nordic 966.
Monitor vertical speed. Climb, climb. Clear of conflict.
Scandinavian 2867, turn left, heading 040. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles.
Turn left, heading 040 Scandinavian 2867.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Leave a biggie, heading 120. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 22 left.
Leave a biggie heading 120. Expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 22 left. Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Descend to 3,500 feet. Vectors for the approach.
Descend to 3,500 feet. Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, turn right, heading 170, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 170, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Copenhagen approach, Scandinavian 2774, passing flight level 098, descending to 4,000 feet with information Alpha.
Nordic 966, contact Kastrup Tower 121.83.
Over to Tower 121.83, Nordic 966.
Scandinavian 2774, Copenhagen approach, QNH 1015, expect radar vectors for ILS, approach runway 22 left.
QNH 1015, expect radar vectors for ILS, approach runway 22 left, Scandinavian 2774.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, turn right, heading 225.
Turn right, heading 225, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, 4 miles from Chase 610. Fly present heading, maintain 2,500 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS approach runway 22 left.
Fly present heading 2,500 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 22 left, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, established ILS 22 left.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, roger.
2,500.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact Kastrup Tower 121.83.
Contact Tower 121.83, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Kastrup Tower, Scandinavian 137 Heavy, ILS approach runway 22 left.
2,000.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, Kastrup Tower, wind 240 degrees, 5 knots, runway 22 left, cleared to land.
Runway 22 left, cleared to land, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Above. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, exit right at Bravo 3.
Exit right at Bravo 3, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, contact ground 121.905, bye-bye.
Ground 121.905, Scandinavian 137 Heavy. Scandinavian 137 Heavy, request taxi to company gate.
Scandinavian 137 Heavy, taxi to stand Bravo 15 via Bravo 3, Bravo, Charlie, Delta Yankee, cross runway 12.
Taxi to stand Bravo 15 via Bravo 3, Bravo, Charlie, Delta Yankee, cross runway 12, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.
Scandinavian 2774, taxi to stand Alpha 18 via Bravo 3, Bravo Charlie Delta Zulu Lima, cross runway 12. Taxi to stand Alpha 18 via Bravo 3, Bravo Charlie, Delta, Zulu, Lima, cross runway 12, Scandinavian 2774. Viking 137, taxi to stand Alpha 4 via Bravo 3, Bravo Charlie Delta Zulu Lima, cross runway 12.
Taxi to stand Alpha 4 via Bravo 3, Bravo Charlie Delta Zulu Lima, cross runway 12, Viking 137.
Scandinavian 137, heavy, caution, similar call sign on frequency, use full call sign.
Wilco, full call sign, Scandinavian 137 Heavy.